Lagos, I believe Lagos we are going to compare Lagos and London. Yes, in 10 years' time, you will see people from London, England, Ireland would like to come to Lagos to come and have their holiday.
Hi guys, so as you said, 2020 has been wild.
Yes.
On a mass level, global level. But in terms of our personal lives, I think we've also both grown a lot this year, learned a lot this year. Had new opportunities come our way. And so, in a sense, it's been such a what's this word called? Where there's like a balance. Contradiction, not contradiction. What's this thing called? What's the word? That oxymoron. Mm-hmm.
I'm with you.
Do you know what I mean?
Paradox.
Yeah, paradoxical. Illusionary. I'm joking. Psychotic in a way. He's been up and down, left and right.
100%.
So yeah, I think. Yeah, for you personally, like, what has been your? Should we start with the challenges or start with the highlights? What should we start with?
Me, I'm so easy, man.
Okay, let's start with...
I feel like I can do this very quickly.
Okay, go for it. Shebang.
Okay, highlights that have happened. I felt a lot closer to the community. I felt like I said, I felt like there's certain things that goes on in your head and all of a sudden it's not going on in your head. Like, you look up and you're like, wow, this is going on. And you look to your left or you look to your... This is my right. Or you look to your left or your right. I know for real, sometimes it gets crazy.
So that's me all the time.
It's like left, right, left. But yeah, you look left and right, and sometimes the same brother or sister that you want to support you or to look out for you or to somehow give you words of encouragement, they're like, what are you on about, bro? Or you almost feel like you're isolated or you're going through stuff alone. And I felt like this year that exacerbated.
That's so... Honestly, that, like, agreed 100%. 100% agreed. I think this year... a highlight for me has been just the year itself has been really cool, and it's been, it hasn't been really cool, it's been up and down.
You see me nod?
It hasn't.
I smiled. I was like...
It hasn't been really cool, it's been wild. But I think definitely one thing that I'm really grateful is like having like spoken out and like shared my story and feeling like for myself and for others, like, just to be heard, and do you know what I mean? And like sharing stuff with my family that I haven't shared with like for the last like 8 years, you know what I mean? It's like, even like you said, like now I can go to my parents and not feel like there's this weird barrier between us, or there's this invisible foundation of like a smoke screen. Like I can just come as I am, do you know what I mean? And I never expected it to have that effect. I never expected that there is freedom beyond the healing that I'd already done. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, I've healed, I'm free. But there's always more healing and more growing to have done. And I think, like, lots of people have shared their stories this year of different stuff. Like, again, like police injustice, sexual abuse, domestic... Do you know what I mean? And it's just this thing of, oh, wow, so there's other people too that go through what I've gone through, or go through what I'm going through, or maybe they're going through it now. And do you know what I mean? So I think that's been dope. Like, just sharing. Like, it's been mad the way that we've all shared in each other's pain.
Yeah.
Because I think social media has really made us all, like, partners to each other's pain. But in the same breath, I think it's also given us an opportunity to share each other's healing, to a certain extent, and growth and reflection.
Another highlight?
Another highlight.
I feel like... sorry.
I was going to say, as much as that's been a highlight for me, it's also been a challenge. It's also been... it's also been a very, like... June, I was on the sofa set, I was on the sofa, like this, in the corner, just back and forwards and back, like this. Not eating, not sleeping, just... Do you know what I mean?
You know what I think has been challenging is not being able to get away with saying, oh, I wasn't aware, or I'm just opting out. I feel like this year I couldn't opt out.
No one could opt out this year, boy.
So even down to like the larger macro NSARS, for instance, like I couldn't keep silent. Especially when, let me not even, but if I've got energy for certain things, it doesn't make sense to not have energy for that which serves or uplifts myself and those around me. There's even stuff that gets
pulled out, and you have to deal with the way that you relate to something in your own way. And
But this year I learned how to not just do that in professional spaces. But as soon as the clock strikes, yo, I'm gone.
Yeah.
Like, I've dealt with a lot, and I've kept on that mask. I've kept on that mask for X amount of time. And it's like, yo, but with yourself, I'm really glad that was yet another place I learned how to grow and be responsible, accountable, and be there for my peoples. And I'm really glad I did that.
Yeah.
It's not about me, but I'm just saying I learned from that experience.
But
it's not about me, but
I think this year from the Black Lives Matter movement, no, from COVID to BLM to Me Too to NSARS to Lebanon to Uganda. I think everyone has just been drawn out in a sense that to be accountable and to be responsible. And in the beginning, especially with the Black Lives Matter movement, it was like there was this phrase that if you're silent, you are a part of it. I don't know what the actual phrase was, but silence like is complicit. Do you know what I mean?
Silence.
Do you know what I mean? And whilst I agree with that to a certain extent, because I do think that self-preservation is important as well.
Sure.
But I think it did challenge people to be responsible.
Sure. In whichever way you can.
Yeah.
Maybe you're gonna march. Maybe you're gonna tweet.
Yeah.
Maybe you're gonna give coins.
Yeah. And that's the important thing, like knowing your boundaries. Because I think with being accountable all the time and being responsible all the time and feeling like you have to respond to something all the time, it's burnout. Twitter was such a draw out for me. Social media was such a draw out for me. Massive draw out. And I had to learn balance. Where's the balance?
You're good. I can't handle smidgen, Sha. So I rate your strength and your resilience and your ability to overcome. You see me? As the fire is burning me, everybody, and we locked the door and we'll stand in that house.
Yeah.
We can burn together. Like, I'm just not very good with that. So I really rated your ability to not even just deal with your stuff. You were even what's the word? You were aligning yourselves with other survivors who had similar experiences and being some kind of beacon of something for them. I don't even know what to call it. And I was looking at you like, as if your own is not still. No, but I rate it because someone has to. And if maybe you can't do it forever, but in that moment you might be the person or something. You might.
I think there's a lot. I think like it's complex. There's a lot of lessons that had to learn, and do you know what I mean?
But still, you're saying.
Yeah.
You weren't just speaking it, you were doing it.
Yeah.
And else, we never know the effects, the butterfly effect.
Yeah.
It's mad. Like, you do not know. Do you know how many people have inspired me that if I say their name, you'll be like, huh? How? Him?
Yeah.
He's this and that and that. But you don't know the effects. And you don't need to look like me or sound like me for me to draw.
Yeah.
So for you to align yourself with them, I feel like you did your thing and I'm sure people were blessed for it.
Amen. That was the only intention, to be honest. So, amen. Other highlights for you this year?
Well, I'm not. I mean, academically or in terms of intellectually, I've just delved into reading a lot more. The documentaries, the listening to conversations, trying to understand where I fit into it and my role and how I can be of service to, and understanding literally like, yes, if I'm silent, I'm maybe but at the same time, I need to preserve myself. So also kind of feeling contained.
Yeah.
And feeling like, no. I know what I'm doing and I know why I'm doing it. I mean, Seasons is a response to this, but it was pre this anyways. But it was a response to feeling this way and wanting...
to share.
And the conversations, just the way you can...
guide people through knowledge and guide people through experience and understanding.
And it don't need to be big book. Dash it at their head and read it. You can. It's little things you can do. So yeah, and I also feel that when it comes to it's that bettering yourself, right? We were talking about gym earlier. That's one space. What you eat is another space. What you're consuming, eye-wise.
Visually.
Jesus. Yo, you see the way English escapes me sometimes?
It's okay, it's not a language anyway. I'm joking. It's actually my dad's language.
It's
my language because I was born in this country, but it's not my language.
Anyway, there's so
Yeah,
much
yeah.
to unpack.
Yeah.
Another thing I've realised as well, I thought this was going to be a really simple exercise where... It's okay.
I thought there was a whole.
It's
Continue.
alright. It's alright. I thought it's going to be a really simple exercise where we just come and be like, yep, boom, I think this about this, and boom. What are you saying? Whereas it's so complex. Every time I'm opening my mouth, I'm drawn like, wait, but I feel like that.
So many.
But my reality is this.
complexities.
But I know I should be that. So I'm learning that I don't know it all.
Yeah.
I know what I know, but there's a plethora of things to...
100%.
So yeah, that was a thing. But you
100%.
actually, academically, you've excelled to another height. Do you wanna share that with us?
Yeah, I'm doing my masters, guys. Beginning of this year, because obviously I've been nursing now for 2 years, and I've always wanted to like see how I can like move up to more macro health and be able to affect change in like just bigger spaces. So I'm really glad that I've got to like what I call the height of nursing clinically, in the sense of like now working in ICU and I'm doing my intensive care course. But I've also started my masters as well at Elsie, in health and international development. I'm doing my masters, so yeah, I'm just really, I feel really blessed. And like when I was younger, I always knew that I wanted to go to like a good university, university. But then college hit, and it was just like game over for me. Do you know what I mean? Like game over completely. So the fact that by grace, by chance, by support, like shout out Craig and all the other girls, fucking Motoraya, Yemi for helping me to like put together my personal statement. Do you know what I mean? Like to the point where I'm now studying something that I'm so interested in, like learning about the world and how colonialism has affected the world and the traits of that neocolonialism and how that impacts health, how that impacts equality, poverty, economics. Do you know what I mean? I'm just so grateful for the learning, and also like you said, like personal learning as well.
Yeah.
Like through starting this page, like our social therapy after speaking out, like just learning, like committing to learning about trauma and how it affects people and psychology. Like I'm just so grateful, like just for learning. This year has made me realize how important education is, and how important just knowledge and wisdom and experience is. So I can't even explain. But let's talk about your plants now.
Before you go to that, just so you know, anytime, like, when you've ever sent me anything to read from, like, your course stuff, I'm literally like, me too, I want to do international. Listen, it's the course bangs. Like, it's sick. Like,
yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, it's okay. Plants, they became... You know what the wickedest thing is? I was doing plants from secondary school, you know?
Oh, so damn.
There's just not enough space. Bless you.
Okay.
There's not enough space for you to see yourself, for that to be honed, for you to see the possibility. Listen.
That's deep.
When I start breaking it down, it's mad. Like,
that's deep. That's important.
If you gave me a plant and told me to look after that versus doing all the madness that I would have done, and you somehow saw the benefit in that, and you really didn't want me to do the madness, maybe that's something you would have looked into. But I do think we're sleeping on some of the more holistic therapeutic practices. Speaking therapy is a thing. I know people enjoy it, but it has its complexities. Sometimes you get on with the person. Sometimes they're from a different world, so you can't really relate. Other times the money. By the time you do 1 session, 2 sessions, you don't know how to make it.
It's weekly. It's like,
every week I should be dropping this. There's literally nothing, I can't think of anything in the world that I spend that same amount on so regularly.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm coming for?
Yeah.
For an hour's worth of something. Not to diminish it. However, I could do this for an hour and I feel like
balance.
It gives me a similar feeling of something. Not to say that there aren't other things I need to do and there aren't other ways to unpack my ish. But this is really helpful. I enjoy being around life. I enjoy seeing their growth. I enjoy the patience it's cultivating in me. I think it could be quite... also in terms of economics and... I grew onions, garlic, onions. I grew tomatoes. I grew peppers. I grew pumpkins. We still got pumpkins from and half of these things, literally, they were accidental. I didn't even do them on purpose. I just had the time and the space that lockdown afforded to cultivate and to ensure that they didn't die.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm on like definitely over 100 plants now, and next year I have some stuff I want to tick off. I want to get more young people into plants. I want to get more people of colour into growing. You don't need a big allotment or a garden. Like, there's so many ways we could do stuff. So I'm on that journey as well to discover how to, to be my best self in that space.
And your new job as well.
Yes, I got a new job. So that was less momentous.
Yeah, you gave it not enough energy. Oh, I need a job.
Yeah, no, because it's something I've been doing.
Aren't you happy?
No, I am.
I'm joking. I can't police you.
No. I am, and I'm very grateful because again, the learnings I've done, the people I've been able to impact, it's just very different from the roles I've seen myself in previously. Are now outreach, which means I'm on the roadsides.
Yeah.
When the lockdown was on, everybody's indoors. I'm on the roadside, literally one man up, like literally looking around on the roadsides, searching for homeless people in London that I could support into long-term or temporary accommodation, and it's been really interesting. See, the same people you see on the roadsides that you walk past, I'm literally going to look for them.
Yeah.
So just what you observe and what you're picking up that the average eye doesn't.
Yeah.
Because that's not how we're trained. We're not trained to look down at the ground at someone who, you're not trained to do that. I've had my wellies on, going through forests, going through these Oyinbo woods and whatnot. It's been interesting. Yeah, but there's been a lot of learning and growth, and it's showing me also what spaces I want to be in and who I really want to impact.
100%.
I need to do more on the social, because there's certain informations I'm aware of that I need to impart, I think.
Yeah. This year I've definitely realised that not everyone is for you, and and that's okay, because...
Wait, how did you get there?
No, as in like trying to like find the people that you want to target and do more social stuff and knowing who you're for and who you want to be for. Do you know what I mean?
I see them and they see me. Yeah. We're all aware of each other, by the way, now.
This year I definitely like learned that not everyone is for you, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Like before this year, I was like trying to be everyone's friend. This year, like I know who I'm for. Do you know what I mean? And the people who I'm not. Who think I'm not for them, like that's just it. And
it's nothing you can do about it. It's nothing you can do about it. And to be honest, if you're from the continent or you're a child of, if you're a person of colour, I understand that I don't get the luxury. Many of us don't get the luxury to be like, I'm doing individualism. Look at me. Like, yes, you are to a certain degree. You can label me a black man and put me into a subcategory. But there's other people who are just going to be like, fam, black man, black woman, dark, light, you lot are all the same to me. So also understanding when to come with that energy and the space. Certain times it's like, yo, bruv, I can't. The way I want to respond to you, but I'm remembering that when
you're representing, and it's sad, but yeah,
it is what it is. Like in the same way, because of age or because of the house they born you in, or because of whatever, you're gonna, I've also allowed that to be a deciding factor on how I respond to people.
I feel you.
And how I move with them.
I feel you.
So yeah, there's been learning.
Yeah. Well, this year has been like life changing. It's been completely life changing, and yeah, like I don't actually have words to describe. I've struggled to do this episode, to be honest. Yeah. Because I want to go in, but it's gonna sound like it's gonna sound like a next thing. Yeah. But the future, next year, 2021. 2021, I feel like it's, even though I have hopes for it and I have like, oh my god, 2021, I feel like it's gonna be an extension of 2020. I'm not gonna lie. But I feel like 2020 has been, a good preparation and a good resilience builder for the years to come. And I just hope that the intentions that we've had, like more community building, and all that kind of stuff, and more reaching out, more this, more that, it begins to create the worlds or the little pockets in the world that we want to see. Yep. And that being our guiding light. That's what I'm praying for. You talk about community building. Yeah. And how important community is. I think that's one of the aims of Seasons. Next year. Yeah.
We got guests for you guys.
We've got guests for
We've
you
got
in the coming up
guests.
year talking about being black in health, travel,
In sex, relationships.
yeah, spirituality.
Mhm.
I think this season's is much bigger than just us two.
Yeah.
And I think we're really blessed to be around. I feel blessed, and Alexandra as well,
sure,
blessed to be around so many amazing, insightful,
yeah.
experienced
Yeah.
people from a range of different fields that we really want to just share with the world and give a platform to.
Literally, we were just trying to figure out our natural order of things, I guess,
Yeah.
with this episode and the last one. And I think we got into a bit of swing.
Tiny small.
Small. So, yeah. Next year, we're going to have some guests in.
Yeah.
If you would like us to talk about anything specific, let us know.
Yeah.
So we can make it tailored for you lot.
And with that, I guess.
Is it seasons?
Yeah. Happy New Year and
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Hand
Christmas.
in the car.
Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa.
Kwanzaa. Chinese New Year.
Chinese New Year. Mexican Dev Dead.
Is that happening?
I don't know.
That's Halloween, no? All Hallows.
I don't know.
Dead. Anyways, happy everything for everyone.
Happy every week for everyone.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Seasons.